Good afternoon, Cougar Country. We're back with another episode of the ALX Press Box. This episode will feature our cheerleading program under the direction of Coach Lora McAdams. How you doing, Coach?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Mr. Chandler?
I'm doing great. I don't have cabin fever because I got the ALX Press Box.
There you
So
go.
I can see people, talk to people, do something ALX related every single day.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
That's right. That's right. We're taking over ESPN since there are no sports right now.
Sounds good.
Right.
We're also joined by class of 2021 junior, Sara, Cate, Kloser. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Now, where are you right now?
I'm outside of my house.
You're at your house. I mean, like you
Yes,
just look
sir.
like you have the perfect scenery for like picnics and
Yeah.
just hanging out, photo shoots. We all gonna go take senior pictures at her house next year. We are. All right. And we also joined by our two student moderators. We got Naya Herbert. How you doing, Naya?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. She's coming live again from sunny Florida. Jealous, but it's nice here today. It's not raining and cold today.
That's good. I told you the sun will come out.
That's right.
So, yeah.
We also got Gwen Douglas here. They gave her the day off at Chick-fil-A, thankfully, so she can hang out with us. How you doing,
Hey
Gwen?
guys. What?
How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Glad I'm not working. Got most of my schoolwork done, so
Yeah,
Doing good.
student athletes, student moderators, student first, right? Right, Coach
Right.
McAdams?
That's right. That's
We
right.
can even tutor y'all during this conversation if y'all want to.
I've been doing middle school math for a couple days.
So
Aw.
that's that new math. That's that new math. We don't know how to do that.
I
I
know,
still
right?
carry the one, but that's
Yeah.
neither here nor there. So let's talk cheerleading for a minute. Naya, talk to us.
Okay, Coach. So, can you tell us your journey at Alexander with your coaching, your educational background, anything?
Sure. Mr. Chandler, you're getting lucky today because actually Naya is one of my cheerleaders as well. So
Hey,
we've got
Yeah.
Naya representing our sideliners and then Sara Cate with our comp team. So we've got both going on today. But this is actually my 10th year as the director for Alexander Cheerleading. I started cheerleading when I was actually in 7th grade. Funny thing is, you might not know this about me, but I used to be a softball player and a basketball player, and I ran track. I tried out for basketball in 7th grade, and the coach actually cut me. And so kind of to get back at her, I was like, watch this. So I tried out for cheerleading. Ended up loving it. Stayed with it all through high school, of course. I competed in high school. And then when I graduated high school, I went to college. And at that time, there was no age limit on community coaches. So I actually came back and community coached at Alexander, which is where I graduated from. So I did that for 2 years and then got married. I worked as an accountant for 3 years. My degree is actually in accounting, my undergrad. So I did that for 3 years. And then Mr. Beatty actually asked my mom, who was a substitute at the time, if I would be interested in coming back to teach math, because apparently there was a math teacher shortage. So I said, sure, we'll try it out. I had twins. So in the accounting world, I didn't get to see my children. I went for it, did it, worked as an assistant coach under Joy West for 2 years, and then she retired. So I applied for the head coaching job, and here I am 10 years later.
Boom.
Wow.
Boom. Sara Cate, tell us your journey too.
Well, I started cheering. Well, my sister actually cheered like at Alexander, and so like I wanted to be like her, of course. And I started cheering when I was like 6, and I did competitive cheer up until last year. Actually, I stopped doing that because it was just too much for me. And then I do competition cheer at Alexander. Still doing it. Still gonna do it, and I'm ready for it.
Good stuff. Talk to us, Gwen.
So you cheered for Alexander when you were in high school, correct?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
is it kind of cool to see, like, do you ever like kind of see yourself in any of your cheerleaders ever?
Bless their hearts. Yes, cheer has definitely changed a lot within the last 10 years since I've been coaching, and then the last 20 years since I started. It's definitely, the competitive side of things is definitely a lot different than what some people think. It's a lot more rigorous. I know y'all get a quick snapshot at the pep rally when, the girls perform at the pep rally, but it's intense. It's a 2.5 minute sprint, full on for those entire 2.5 minutes, doing crazy things. And, it's just kind of been crazy to see it evolve the way it has. I would like to see that I see myself in a lot of my girls. I've got a lot of traits that I hope they pick up on and a lot that I hope that they don't. So we'll just leave it at that.
Coach, who you certainly can't do all of these different teams by yourself in the cheerleading program. No. Tell us a little bit about your staff that helps you out.
Well, coming up this season, I actually have 2 new coaches that are coming on. Brittany Smith is coming on to coach our junior varsity sideline teams. And then I have Hope Hendricks, who is coming to help Miss Mathis is about to call her Master, with our varsity football sideline team. So that's kind of weird because they both cheered for me. So it's kind of weird to see it come full circle and come back and coach for me. Brooke Morris is also coming back. She took a couple years off to have a baby. She's going to come back and assist Nikki Smith with our JV comp team. I'm going to be coaching varsity football and varsity comp this year.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Miss Mathis is doing varsity basketball. And then Miss Mathis is actually going to help me coach varsity comp as well. She's had a lot of interest. Yeah, she's had a lot of interest recently. Her daughter's getting into cheer. So, what better way to learn more about the competitive side of it than to kind of hang out with me and these very skilled and talented girls and see what that's like. So, no, I could not do it without them. Like, I like to pretend that I can because I'm just one of those, do it yourself. It'll definitely be done right, but definitely couldn't do it without any of them. I mean, it's a huge program. We run about 76 girls.
Wow.
We're supposed to start this week. Finish, mid-February. Yeah, so it's a long season. I mean, it's year-round, basically. So, it's a lot to take on by yourself. So I'm super thankful for my girls, super thankful for, my coaches that help and their families, because it's a sacrifice, of course. And then always our administration, they've been there since day one. Mr. Small, bless his heart, for seeing me through these crazy things I wanted to do, starting the JV comp. Yeah, McAdams, you do it. You go for it. Let me know how that goes. So, y'all have been always supportive. So we appreciate that, of course.
Absolutely. Naya, you could take us with another one.
Okay, so as a coach, what are 3 things or things that you have that you will describe yourself as, and how you motivate these girls and deal with these girls? We have a lot of issues sometimes.
As y'all can attest, y'all know that y'all are full of multiple personalities, lots of different personalities to deal with. And there's 2 different versions of McAdams. I mean, there's the sideline team that I coach. My personality with them is completely different than when I coach the competition team. Sideline, we're the choreographed student section is what I tell them. Like, we are the supporters of the school. We are there to cheer on our teams. When it flips to the competition side of things, of course, you're talking state titles, region titles on the line. So the personality of me and my girls definitely changes. So, I guess just kind of see, you have to learn individual athletes. Like, I have to coach Sara Cate way differently than I would coach Nia Herbert. It's different the way that you communicate with your athletes, and you have to figure out what motivates them individually versus as a team. So, as a coach of something, 76 girls, like I said, it's really hard to figure that out, but definitely something that I want to do because, like I said, it's different the way I would coach Sara Cate versus the way I would talk to you or coach you, Naya.
Gwen, let me jump in and jump over you real quick. Naya and Sara Cate, this is a safe space. I promise you she's not going to do nothing to you.
We haven't had tryouts yet, Mr.
This is my last year. I need to make a great impression.
I got you. Okay. So real talk. Talk to me about your coaches, not just Coach McAdams, but what's it like being coached? Do you feel like there's just a coaching situation going on, or do you feel like they're maybe trying to help extend things into personal life too that'll help you be better young women. Sarah Kate, talk to me a little bit. This is a safe space. So if she's too hard on you, tell on her.
No, I love when she's like hard on us because well, first of all, like a lot of like everybody respects McAdams and like whatever she says, like everybody takes it to like heart and like really likes, like I don't know, it just helps us. And I feel like whenever like if something goes wrong on comp, like she just gives us like a good lecture and like it like makes us want to do better. Like I just said like so many times. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Naya, what's your story? What is that like?
So I never experienced like the mean or aggressive McAdams. She's always like happy, but I with cheering, I don't feel like I'm being coached. I feel like I'm being part of a family more of because I learned from a lot, and even the stuff I didn't know, I learned that too. And some of the coaches are my teachers, like Miss Mathis, she's my teacher, and McAdams, she's a teacher. So even though they're my coach, I can connect with them and come to them as a teacher or as a student. And it's more of a sisterhood, like a mother type, because I don't really see it as coaching, even though I do respect them. Everybody respects them, but it's more of a family, and that's all.
That's awesome.
McAdams
Taylor,
is
I feel like
definitely like my family. Like my mom goes to her for like advice, or she'll text McAdams and be like, "Talk to Sarah." I'm like, okay.
Mr. Chandler, we're in a different boat as far as sports goes because there's not a professional aspect of cheerleading. So for a lot of these girls, high school is the end of it. I mean, it's really hard to cheer competitively at the college level. You know, I hate to say it, but they are very particular as far as, I mean, you've got to be a certain size to be a flyer. You've got to be able to do certain flips if you're not that size. So a lot of these girls, their cheerleading career ends at the high school level. Okay. So, you know, when you said, is it beyond cheerleading? I mean, I try to create mothers, wives, successful businesswomen. Like we work to mold these girls into successful women versus just a successful athlete. You know, obviously they're cheering at the high school level. They're athletes on their own. I mean, you know, we can coach them as much as we can there, but you know, what they do past the high school level is what we're much more proud of than, you know, anything that they would ever do on the mat or on the sideline.
Right.
So, you all have talked about like how y'all are such a family and like a sisterhood. So, Sarah, Cate, and I, you can answer this too. Like, what are some of like the most important lessons you've learned from your coaches, but also like your teammates working? Like, I know girls, when there's a lot of us together in a room, sometimes like it can be a little tough to like figure out how to deal with each other because we're all just like so different ourselves. So, like, what are some lessons you've learned like working and being with like all of your teammates?
They're just like,
okay.
Oh, okay. There are just like so many, like, but I know like one of them is like to never give up.
Uh-oh. Is that me? I think it's me. Everybody froze. Oh, no.
Okay.
All right, we're back, y'all. As with all technology, Murphy's Law kicked in. If it can go wrong, it will. And it did. My internet just, I don't want to work no more. But yeah, okay, I thought it was doing it again. But anyway, we're back. So Gwen, go ahead and ask that question again.
Okay, so first Sarah and then Naya, working with like a big group of girls as a team, what's the biggest lesson you've learned that you think you can take into like your real life?
Yeah, so like working like with a big group and you're all different and it's just like different personalities on and you can like butt head, but it's just like always to like, even though you're working as a group, like never give up. Like even if something goes wrong, you just need to push through and finish it throughout the end. That's just one lesson I've always learned, is to never give up and just try your hardest, even if something goes wrong.
I've learned that you have to have, or I'm learning patience, because patience is really big, not just in a sport, but in the real life. And when you're in a group with 20 girls and everybody's trying to talk, it does not work. So everyone learns differently, has a different grasp of things, and doesn't do everything the right way. So you have to take your time and be patient with them. So I'm learning patience with everybody, with my group, with family, and that's one thing I'm really learning.
Well, that's awesome. So you know, Coach, I heard some really, really good things about what you guys are doing is transcending just the sport itself. And, you know, like you said, we only got them captive for 4 years of high school to do cheerleading stuff, but you're trying to build them into strong women. And that's, you know, that seems to be the theme of what all of our coaches at Alexander are trying to push on their athletes, is that there's life beyond these 4 years.
Right.
And it sounds like the girls are getting it when you say it. You know, I'll never forget, it was family picture day for the football program, and my family went to Cracker Barrel, and there were 4 cheerleaders there in their uniforms, and Sara Cate was one of them, and I was like, she's got an unforgettable name, and they were sugar sweet to John, and he still, am I gonna get to see the cheerleaders again? So we appreciate everything that you girls do and everything that you girls are. But I do have one request, tongue-tied. So I don't know when y'all order your stuff, but y'all don't order shirts and stuff in men's cut. I will rock something that says cheerleader. I'm just saying. I will rock some cheerleader gear. It's just got to be made for a dude. Like, you know, I can't wear the tapered, you know, it's got to be a guy's shirt. I'll rock it, though. Please believe it. We will rock it.
You don't want a keyhole back, Mr. Chandler?
No, I'm good with that. I'm good. I don't need a megaphone. I don't need a pom-pom. But I will wear a shirt that says ALX cheerleading all day, baby. You
sound
know.
like my husband. Bless thank God for Coach Combs, because he takes care of my husband as far as gear goes. Because he's the same. Why don't you ever order men's stuff? I'm like, I'm sorry.
So me and Chad, we vote that you get at least 2 men's shirts in the package. If we can talk to your vendor for you and let them know that we need some love too.
We'll do it. I'm sure I've got some cheer dads that want to rock that too. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We're starting a movement. Today. But anyway, Sara Cate, Coach McAdams, thank y'all so much for stopping by today on the ALX Press Box. Sorry about the digital snafu, but we're going to put this video up, and it's going to be chopped and screwed, but
hey,
It'll work.
Nothing like a challenge in life, right?
No, right?
Right.
But thank y'all so much. I'm going to end our video now. See you next time. Take care from the ALX Press Box.